Hello. A facility called Brain Fitness has opened in Ebisu, Tokyo. It's a so-called brain training gym. Newscaster Heitaro Ohama is handed a wearable device that measures brain activity.
Put this on your forehead and we'll measure the blood flow in the central part of the brain called the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for thinking and decision-making.
By measuring changes in blood flow while a person plays a brain training game, they say they can better understand brain activity. This is a memory game in which a person has to remember how many of the specified shape is on the display. For example, a cross shape. The first shows 5 for just 3 seconds. Next, 3. And after that, 7. The answer is entered on the answer screen. Of the numbers 5, 3, and 7 remembered from earlier, 5 is entered first. This is where it starts getting difficult. It goes back to the question screen, and there are 8 cross shapes. Then it returns to the answer screen. Excluding the first 5 from the numbers 3, 7, and 8, 3 is entered. This process is repeated. Mr. Ohama gives it a try. In the beginning, he's able to answer the question smoothly.
I made a mistake. What a shock.
When one set of questions is completed, there's a 30-second rest period. 4 sets of questions are presented in the space of 5 minutes. But up until this point, it's the same as a conventional brain training game. So what's the difference when changes in blood flow are measured?
There's quite a lot of movement.
Pretty big changes.
This shows the changes in brain blood flow. The biggest changes are seen during the first set of questions, indicating that the brain is working actively.
There are quite a lot of people who get nervous, and they have a high level of concentration on the first set, so you tend to see big increases.
They say the reason the second set is lower could be because he got used to the game. They also say that a high accuracy rate actually doesn't mean that the brain is working actively.
Ideally, the best situation is that the brain is activated by the game. If it's not being activated, the level could be changed or a different type of game could be played that might be more suited for the player.
So they have various other brain training games. By looking at actual brain activity, they're able to create the optimum program that will activate the brain of each customer to the fullest. Customers can also learn about ways to rest the brain, such as how to sleep and meditate. The price is on the high side at 120,000 yen for 8 sessions, but
They take measurements, and you can find out how your brain is actually moving and in what situation it really quiets down. That makes it worthwhile. The numbers generated aren't just for that instant. By continuing it afterwards, the issues you have become clear.
the device was developed by Hitachi High Technologies. The blood flow measurement equipment they originally provided to hospitals and research institutions cost about 10 million yen. By reducing the number of sensors, they've been able to bring the price down to about a 20th of that. To promote the device, they set up a company called New, together with Professor Ryuta Kawashima, who is known as the father of brain training games.
In this super-aging society, there will be an extremely large number of people who develop dementia. In the future, we want this technology to be used in the areas of disease prevention and healthcare.
This is Takushige Katsura, who's in charge of sales at NIU. He has started to see whether this device can play a role in improving productivity at companies. On this day, he visits Yahoo.
If you press Demo, a simple memory game will start.
What they're trying out is a memory game that can determine the fatigue level of the brain.
We want to take various steps to improve the physical and mental condition of our employees. But that's not all. We also want to acquire quantitative data on the effects and use that.
From about a year ago, Yahoo has set aside meditation time for some of its employees once a week. This effort is aimed at improving employees' concentration and relieving stress. But they've only been able to ascertain the effect through employee surveys. So, they're thinking about using this device to measure changes in brain activity before and after meditation.
We thought that a wearable device that provides objective data on a person's heart rate and brain waves would be effective. And if it is, the possibilities to promote this will expand.
At the same time, new services are also being launched to relax the brain.
This must be it. I'd like to give it a try.
This is a wearable device from an overseas manufacturer that measures brain waves. It works with a smartphone application and produces different sounds depending on the person's brain waves. He gives it a try. At first, the sound of waves is heard. But shortly afterward, the chirping of a bird is added.
This is the record of when you actually used it. The bottom part shows that you're relaxed.
This is Mr. Ohama's brainwave activity. The lower it goes, the more relaxed he is, and at the green section, the bird chirped. In contrast, they say that the higher it goes, the more active the brain is.
So does it mean that efficiency will improve if I cool down before doing something? That's what it means. They say athletes will often put on their headphones before a competition and listen to their favorite music to relax and concentrate. This allows you to see your brainwaves on a daily basis, and you also have the memory of the bird chirping, so all you have to do is remember that, so it makes it easier.
The aim is to get people to relax without the application by making them be able to recognize the state of their brain in a realistic way. They've already started promoting it to companies. They're marketing it as a way to improve the concentration of people attending training sessions and students taking classes. What does he think about the market potential?
As a market, we believe it can expand infinitely. If we can build up market recognition and trust, then various other applicable fields will open up.